Coming up next, Entrepreneurs Anonymous.
People find that, well, why are you teaching people to be your direct competitors? It's not that. It's that if I teach you how to walk, that means I have to learn how to run. If I teach you how to run, I have to learn how to sprint. So I have to keep reinventing myself. And that makes me a better me. So, it's not that, we create this family. It's not that it's a competition. But the whole world, we have the whole world. People think of fashion and photography in this little bubble. And I don't see it that way.
Stay tuned.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, or travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need? Planning a business function, vacation getaway, or conference in Barbados? Visit the all-inclusive Island Inn Hotel, located within the Garrison Historic UNESCO Heritage Site and steps away from the capital Bridgetown. Let us amaze you with our simplicity, old world charm, and a true Bajan experience. Island Inn Hotel, Barbados. Let your Caribbean dreams come true.
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
Everyone has a dream, but only a special few have a story. A story about the journey from idea to enterprise. These special few know about the addiction that causes you to grow, to risk, to build, to share. This is their story. Welcome to Entrepreneurs Anonymous.
Hi, my name is Sancho Fransisco, and I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, when I hear that, I think of a visionary. I think of passion, what drives you. I think of foundations, because you could establish a foundation and have the future generations build upon that. The person who's brave enough to follow their dreams. If you can focus on something that's intangible and make it tangible. Something that's on a scrap of paper and you bring it to reality. A vision in my head that becomes real. Any type of business, it doesn't even matter. That's what I think an entrepreneur really is. I push the envelope consistently all the time for the last maybe 10 years in the game, at the least the last 10 years. And I would say because of that, they're a new breed of photographer. In fact, I train a lot of the new cats that are out. One of the best that I think that I've trained so far is a guy called Eustace Dyer. Fantastic guy. And now, I've worked with him so intently, I've sent him to London to work, because we have to branch out. I can't leave. I have to keep doing what I'm doing here and bringing people out, pushing the envelope, and training. And people find that, well, why are you teaching people to be your direct competitors? It's not that. It's that if I teach you how to walk, that means I have to learn how to run. If I teach you how to run, I have to learn how to sprint. So I have to keep reinventing myself. And that makes me a better me. So, it's not that, we create this family. It's not that it's a competition. But the whole world, we have the whole world. People think of fashion and photography in this little bubble. And I don't see it that way. I choose to stay because for the very same reasons why most people leave. They don't see the growth, they don't see the happening, but I do. I see people on a daily basis. I see models, people walking the street, and 1 minute they're a quote-unquote nobody, just a regular person walking around, and then they have this wonderful boost of confidence when they spend a few weeks working with people like myself or other photographers, Karen Riley, Richard Monroe, different guys, and there's a boost of confidence, there's an air of power, and you see things evolve from where it was 10 years ago to 5 years ago to now. Fashion shows back in the day were atrocious as far as I'm concerned, but now you see things happening bit by bit. You see different people like Lookbook, you see Mako people, you see quality productions and publications starting to emerge. Caribbean Belle, She Magazine, well, that's from up the islands, I think that's in St. Lucia, I think it is. These are fabulous publications. Now, if we can, what you need to do is to up the game, create the fashion, create the passion, create the excitement. And then once you create that, you could create money, because right now, I mean, how many of us are driving Mercedes and BMWs? Not very many. And the very same models that are that stunning are still taking taxi to go wherever they're going. And I believe in building something. That's why I'm here. My dad could have left Trinidad many years ago and just, moved to London or moved to the States and forgotten about that culture, and he could have just gone into his own thing and become a superstar, but he stayed back to help build a product. And because of his Calypso and Kitchener and these guys from back in the day, they created that foundation, and now we have Marshall, which is it's a different brand of thing, but it's the same culture. And now it's a superstar, and he's global. So I think if you stick with something and you build something, it becomes as powerful as you want it to be.
Hi, my name is Danny Fenty, the owner of and creative director at Vivid Gear Studios. We are a design studio dedicated to producing quality, affordable, cutting-edge, creative solutions for your productions. Amongst our other services, we produce high-end motion design, music, and 2D animation that will surely engage your target audience. But ask any entrepreneur. Starting your own business is not the easiest task in the world. It takes hard work, lots of time, and a whole lot of patience, not to mention risks. That's why we support Entrepreneurs Anonymous, a support network for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs, a place, a haven where we can share our experiences, provide solutions, as well as give and receive encouragement. It is an ideal place for any entrepreneur, no matter how young or how old. Entrepreneurship is an addiction, and let's face it, we need our circle.
If you have a great idea, you need a great domain name. And now it's as easy as ABC. Secure your domain name plus free email, hosting, and a website builder for one low price. What are you waiting for? abceasysites.com. If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
There are a number of things. Success, number one. The fact that I want to be the first or one of the first Caribbean-based fashion photographers to shoot for Vogue and Glamour and Marie Claire and these types of magazines. This is the dream for me. That is my Olympic medal. That is my brass ring, my trophy. I want to put fashion on the map. There are a lot of talented people, and what I'm passionate about, as you asked, is to try to build that talent from many different areas. So within the body of iconic image, there are makeup artists, there are graphic artists, there are photographers, junior photographers, senior photographers that have been in the game longer than I have. What else? It's a complete team of people. We have drivers, we have people who are into catering, food, and people who are stylists. And they help produce an image. And that's the passion, to bring those people to the front, to bring those people to the forward. For example, I'll tell you a funny story. One of the best makeup artists on the island is Nina Alcantara. Nina worked, 9 to 5. She did her job, and makeup was her passion. She was taught by a really, really talented makeup artist himself. But she evolved into something that is a lot more powerful than most people recognize. So when our paths crossed and we did a few things together, we did some work, she was hesitant about what she can do in terms of expanding her makeup field and talent and business. And I told her, leave your job. That's what you need to do. If you want to succeed at this, leave that job. And I promise you, you'll succeed. She is the best. And I told her, I said, that this is what you have to do, so get it done. And so said, so done. And now she's like the number one. I mean, she does everybody. All the who's, and I'm proud of her, A year ago, Eustace Dyer didn't know up from down in photography, and now he's shooting some of the best models in London. There's a young cat that I'm working on now, Ikenna Douglas. There's another guy who's a good friend of mine, Sean Franklin. So the passion is there. There's a number of people, and the development of the talent, because if we all stick together, like I had a conversation with Crystal Ivy, which is an excellent stylist, and we said, in order for us to succeed individually, we need to push each other as a team. So it's not about me wanting to be, because without her, what am I to shoot? Without the makeup artist, what am I to shoot? I'm nothing without those people, without the right model, so that's the passion. And that drives me to succeed. That drives the whole machine that is Iconic Image on a daily basis, from a wedding to a simple brunch, family day, you name it. We create these memories in such a way that it's bar none superior. I just want to push us Trinis up and forward. That's what it is for me. Maybe I was about 5 or 6 years old. My parents had their camera. Those ones that it's flat and then it folds up like this? I think they call it a Polaroid. So I just was messing with it, and there were like 10 rolls of film or whatever in the bag, and because you have to change the flash port on top every time. So I just found that to be really cool and technical. And when they weren't looking, I just took the camera and I kept shooting, and I'm walking around the house, shooting my toys and shooting people in the house and whatever else. And okay, eventually I just ended up with a pile of photographs. And when I looked at it, I was like, this is cool, and I was excited by it. My dad, instead of cursing me out, gave me the camera and bought me a case of film. And every month I got a case of film. So, and flashes and bulbs and stuff. And since I was maybe about 6 years old, I've had cameras in my life all the time. So I've been doing things, I've been taking pictures for many, many years, and taking pictures backstage at shows. I have some of the most iconic imagery that you think, and I say iconic imagery, and I use that in a sentence. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. It was things like you would see people like, I don't know, like Kitchener or Terra or Brother Valentino or anybody, any of the older greats that was around my life when I was growing up in the Calypso tent that we had for many years, my dad's Calypso tent. I would have pictures of them from a child's perspective, from down here, and I'm looking up at them and I'm like taking pics. And you see things from a different view. You see pictures that are not posed, not composed. They don't follow the rule of thirds. They don't do these proper things, but it's cataloging of an era. And I was privileged to be lucky enough to be in that situation and to have the freedom to do what the hell I wanted at that point. Because there's some really intense personal moments. I have pictures of people, Calypsonians, arguing with each other. I have pictures of people sleeping and it's all busted out, you know. I have one of Sugar Aloes with all his gold chains. You know, he had all these gold chains and he's sleeping like that and he has a hat on his face and he's like all busted. I have things that nobody else has, you know, and I think it's just a cataloging of history, a cataloging of the things that would be valuable. Those people are our Bob Marley, you know what I mean? Those are our Gregory Isaac and all of these types of things. So I take pride in that. And that at maybe age 8 or 9 was my aha moment that I wanted to do this, but I didn't know what it would turn into. I knew I fell in love with it at maybe 8 or 9. Beyond that, it became a business maybe about 15 years ago, just about.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, our travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need?
Planning a business function, vacation getaway, or conference in Barbados? Visit the all-inclusive Island Inn Hotel, located within the Garrison Historic UNESCO Heritage Site and steps away from the capital Bridgetown. Let us amaze you with our simplicity, old world charm, and a true Bajan experience. Island Inn Hotel, Barbados. Let your Caribbean dreams come true.
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
Different designers, different stylists, different stores saw the way that I captured things. And it's not just about taking the picture. For me, it's about capturing the mood. It's about capturing the light. Photography is actually not the capture of a person. It's the capture of the light that falls on the subject. That, I mean, it became so apparent that it was a natural passion. It was a natural thing that was easy for me to do. So I just went with it. You know, it's something unconscious. I found myself shooting every weekend, and then it became during the week, and then it became, and then someone calls me for a wedding, and then somebody calls me for this, and then somebody calls me for that. And you know, and that's where it is. That's what it is. And then eventually models, there were castings, there were models and different people that wanted things done. So, you know, they keep coming to me, they keep evolving, they keep coming along, and I just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. And now I can safely say we have people like Sue-Ann Bramble, LaToya Woods, a number of other models. I mean, there's so many. And they're talented, and they could hold their own on any runway, anywhere. They could hold their own with any photographer, any part of the world. And I mean, it's a good feeling to be proud of them, and it's a good feeling to see that your efforts a few years ago, you know, it's good now. It becomes that there is a measure of success, but we're not there yet. We need to see these people become homeowners. We need to see these people become business owners and successful. You know, so that's what it is for me. Now, yes, I do. I mean, my family, my mom, mostly, from the first day that I had my first shoot, my first official shoot, she is the biggest supporter, and you know, but back in those days, it was rough. It was really, really, really rough, because I wanted to learn. I wanted to talk to the head guys in the game at the time, and they boldly said, "Why would I teach you to take food out of my mouth?" So it was rough, you know. People kept, there was name calling and all this stuff. Oh my God, there's so many personal punches that I had to take. Respect is something you earn, which is something I learned as a kid. So trust me, I damn well earned it at this point. There was some hard times. I ain't gonna lie, I had some times where outright mean, embarrassing, things like, I mean, up until maybe a few years ago, and it's still probably happening to today, where, let's say a client comes to me, they get the client, they talk to me, okay, we want you, Mr. Fransisco, we want you to do the shoot, blah, 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 we're good. And we sit down and we have the whole powwow and we have the whole thing. And all of a sudden, the day of the shoot or a couple days before, or maybe even, I'm not even told, they do the shoot earlier, they move on to somebody else with my concept, you know. So these things, it hurts. These things affect you in a negative way. And, you know, back in the day when I was coming up, I dealt with it on my own. But now, thankfully, I mean, I have my family, I got my beautiful kids, I have, you know, when I have a hard day, I have my beautiful wife, you know, it's amazing. You know, she cheers me up. She, you know, takes all the pain away. Definitely when I met Obama, for sure. That was the most amazing photo shoot that I've ever done in my career. It was fantastic. It was an amazing opportunity because it was just me and his personal guy who goes with him all over the world. And for me, out of all the photographers on the island, for me to be chosen to be the guy, it was an amazing feeling, and to shake his hand and to be so proud of history, to be a part of that, to be there to witness that type of stuff. Yeah, I think that was definitely it. The government hired maybe the 10 or 12 best photographers in the island to cover all the events with all the dignitaries, everybody. We were sectioned off due to our shooting style, you know, who's quick on the draw, who's great at composing things, and, you know, we were shifted around to to meet the demand. You know, you're scheduled for, you know, who's going to be at the airport to do this one, who's going to be at the airport to do that one, who's going to be at the hotel or at the conference center or wherever. And that particular morning when we got our information, I was the guy to go for the, no, I was there for the arrival or the departure? It was the arrival. It was the arrival. It was the most amazing thing because they said, you just have to be at the airport. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. Obviously, they're not going to say that the US president is going to be coming in at that particular moment. So it was just like the luck of the draw, I guess. But because I'm a quick shot, I got some of the most amazing things of him coming off of those stairs, doing this, doing that, the cars driving up, the planes flying over. It was crazy. And me being one of the first people that his dignitaries came to and said, you know, this is your guy, and he stretches his hand out to shoot me. This is the hand. This is the hand that Obama shook, this one right here. Yes, I watched it. It's the most amazing feeling because you actually get to touch history. I mean, I've been a part of my history and what surrounds me, but this is on a global level. So, you know, we took pictures and I was the only person to get him to stand still to take pictures. And then, you know, with all the crowds and all the kids that they brought to see him arrive and whatever. And I took all these pictures. And it was the most amazing feeling ever. You know, I mean, my pictures were all over the New York Times, all over the papers all over the world. It's really an amazing feeling to see that kind of attention. Now we have to take it, because I'm primarily advertising and fashion, we have to take that back into fashion and get that global passion going again. But the most amazing feeling, I have to admit, it was, I don't think anything else could compare. You know, I mean, I saw the Queen and all of that. I saw the princes. I met royalty from Saudi Arabia, Africa, and these are huge people. But nothing would ever beat that particular dignitary, human icon. Never. I think that's one of my most amazing photographs ever. I would say, I do me. I watch other people follow. I don't like to follow, I just do me. And if that means I'm a trailblazer or whatever, fine. If I set trends, fine. But it means a lot to me to be me, because there's only one me. So I think the quote that I would probably give is, I do me, do you. You can do you if you want to. You know, it'll be all me. You know, put Sancho Fransisco at the bottom of that.
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.